running in Ben Mike around about 15 yards inside the ropes. For a rank long hop from really good work by Ackerman, who reckoned he had time to steady himself. Did. And although Frayne, who's quite a tall man, flung himself back into his...
out of his ground. Well, you know what I'm saying. I think when I say that, yes, it was his fault in the sense that he was out of his ground, but then I think that's what happens in this form of the game. Anybody would be taking a step or two down, wouldn't they, once the ball had been delivered, to try and get closer to the other end to support their partner. Just didn't come off, and Harry Brook, probably cursing Harry Brook, Will Frayne, that he hit it so well straight to Ackerman. Brilliant piece of fielding. So Johnny Tattersall is
dragging it back a bit, aren't they?
They are. They've had an excellent little spell in these middle overs. 13 gone then, 114 for 4. Aaron Lilly by the looks of things. Fielded there by Gavin Griffiths. They get a single. long because of course the scoring rate has now slowed considerably, as you say. Next delivery cut away to deep backward point, single to Harry Brook. Still the likes of Jordan Thompson to come in. Lily is in again. Good use of feet by Tattersall. Pushes this wide of long on. Happy to get through for a single. Crash bang wallop, as we know, isn't really Johnny Tattersall's game, but he'll certainly keep the board ticking, and he'll, well, the way he's been playing at least, I'm sure he'll take his opportunities to put bad balls away. Harry Brook likes to play more freely, but he can't get away this time.
Made a very nice 71 Bob Willis Trophy game on Tuesday.
Again, final ball of the over, and once more Brook at the moment isn't finding the gaps. He's hit it just wide of the bowler, who dived and made a good half stop. That was enough to prevent a run. So 117 for 4, just 3 off that over, 6 overs left, and from looking like the 200 was well on at one stage, you now have to scratch your head.
Lost 5 overs and 3 wickets, 25 for 3 off 5. Yorkshire, not a complete turnaround, that's right, and then 17, and 92 for 1 at the end of the 9th. So Delaney will continue, 2 overs, 1 for 17 for the Ireland international all-rounder. Johnny Tattersall looks around him. In goes Delaney and bowls, tosses one up. Tattersall waits for it, clips it nicely away down toward deep. Not concerned in terms of conceding the necessary extra run. Delaney is in to Brook, a couple of steps down the wicket, crashes it through the offside. 4-4. Delaney sort of saw him coming and adjusted his length, but the width was still there, so he could chop down on the ball. Harry will get it past Ackerman.
Just able to line things up and make sure he got it past Colin out.
Out to Swindles, a deep wicket, but it's just a single.
I just 45 down square.
Is in and bowls and hit. Having got himself in, will be disappointed. He was on 15 or 14. He had hit a 4 in the over, but he wasn't anywhere near clearing Tom Taylor. Taylor had to come running in and took it about a foot or so off the ground, two-handed, and another wicket falls, and another wicket for a spinner as well. Delaney now has 4, and Yorkshire moved on to 124 for 5.
Yeah, disappointing after the start that they had made. There's no doubt about that. Losing wickets at regular intervals here. Harry Brook scored at exactly 100, 15 on 15 deliveries. Just wasn't as fluent as Harry Brook that we know when he's in absolutely tip-top form. Failed to pace the field on a few occasions to be straight to the man. Disappointed in himself. Actually leaves the field away beyond the orange or red tractor at the far end of the ground. And so, after the over, Thompson remaining.
He is in box 2, Thompson, a couple of steps down the wicket. He just goes back onto the back foot and turns it into the leg side. Possibility of a second, but no, says Thompson. Oh, and there's going to be an extra now because the ball is thrown in hard by Din. It hits the stumps, rebounds off. It was an unnecessary throw at the stumps really from Harry Din. It went off at the angle. So, excuse me a second. Six at the end of the over. Third, Yorkshire 26 for 5, so 9 from the over, but a wicket.
Yep, 5 to go. And what you would think. Points to the pitch playing well. I think they want at least 10-0 from the last 5 to the 170s.
Quite coming on with, I think that's why the spinners are doing.
And Lily and Thompson, famous Australian combination. Thompson though, on this occasion, will often go past his hit. This time he goes wide off stump, and he's probably seen Jordan Thompson trying to play that cut before. You know what I'm going to say. He missed out this time. So he has to get off the mark. Of course, red ball cricket the other day, his first one of those. You think about a second here, having turned that one through the mid-wicket region, but let's get to one.
Bit of dew.
Pulls that one. Quite fine, there is a man waiting down there. Parkinson, for a cheeky single.
And a predetermined paddle. It's actually a full toss outside or something. He just stood up, covered through it.
Yeah. 2 or 4 balls in the over so far. Wide. Make that 3, 4 off the over so far. And 34, 5. And then Jordan Thompson gives this one the kitchen sink, doesn't get the best of contacts, it's out through mid-wicket for a single. 2 off 3 for him. And the wicket then, Lily, and that's four overs and 1 ball to come. Round the wicket to the left-handed Thompson. And works it out to mid-wicket. And pick up another one to his score, which is now on to 3. The end of over number 16 then, with Yorkshire on 133 for 5. And in danger at the moment of this innings possibly petering out.
May not be a bad score. It's a little bit hard to tell.
Cut onto both sides of batting.
Well, just thinking of the pitch really, if they can get the score from Yorkshire's point of view up to sort of 160, 165, 170, might take a bit of getting. Could be a good game this, could be a really good game. Parkinson then, 3 overs, his first 3 overs for 16, it's in, over the wicket, tosses one up, cut away off the front foot almost by Thompson towards Griffiths, who's short third man, slightly wide position, doesn't take the ball cleanly, but there was always going to be one anyway. They were going to take the run, whatever happened. As we see, Thompson 4 from 5 for him, 134 for 5. Back round goes Parkinson and bowls 2. Tatzel, who advances to meet the ball, clips it away down towards deep mid-wicket. In comes Harry Swindles. Just the one for the lower boundaries, and he has dried up. Maybe Brooke got one away. Other than that, in In goes Parkinson and bowls, and as I say that, it's hit over deep mid-wicket for 6. Well, Jordan Thompson wanted a length ball, he got one from Callum Parkinson, didn't really turn, he swung it away off middle, out to deep mid-wicket, and it went all the way for 6. Much needed by the Yorkshire Vikings, and that's got the scoreboard moving again up to 141 for 5, 116 from the over.
Plenty of rest on this partnership as well, Richard. Plenty now, looking at what Yorkshire have got to come.
In over the wicket, hit back over his head for another 6. It's going to go into the advertising hoardings and the scoreboard, in fact over the side screen down below us, below the pavilion, and bounced on the concrete. We've done some damage to the ball, but consecutive maximums for Jordan Thompson. Important, this.
You've got Ben Code to come, who's got a T20 high score of 2. Jack Shutt hasn't scored a run in T20 cricket. Don't want to worry Yorkshire supporters. Matthew Fisher can obviously bat, but is just having a torrid time of things at the moment. Can't buy a run. And Josh Poisden.
Yeah, this is unlike Callum Parkinson in terms of conceding runs. At any rate, consecutive 6s. Tosses the ball to umpire Pollard, who probably picks bits of gravel out of it before handing it back. In goes Parkinson and bowls, and well bowled. Parkinson just held it back, and Thompson stepped forward, could only just push it back down the pitch to the young Lancastrian, who tosses the ball from hand to hand, turns back to his mark. Last ball, in he comes. Bowls forward. Oh, thick outside edge is going to run down to the boundary for 4. Griffiths can't get there. It goes through what would have been about first slip even, possibly, obviously. Lewis Hill standing up, can't get there, so an expensive over for Callum Parkinson. He conceded 18 from it, and Yorkshire Vikings have brought up their 150.
Yep, and it's been a good over, good comeback from a Yorkshire perspective. So what's that, bang on 17 overs to bring up that 150. And yeah, Vikings, those of a Vikings persuasion listening, I think they'll want to see both this pair there at the end after another 18 balls. But out of the pair, I guess if they have to pick one, it'd probably be Jordan Thompson on current form, and in terms of what he offers in terms of firepower. Johnny Tattersall will run the ball around, he'll hit boundaries. As I said, when he first came in, the sort of crash bang wallop aspect of T20 cricket, not really his game. Run the ball around, he'll keep the scoreboard ticking, put the bad ball away, but Jordan Thompson probably offers that bit more. So if you have to pick the one, to still be here in 3 overs time, to probably be him, particularly judged on what he did in the previous over. Will Davis returning and pulled through mid-wicket by Tattersall. Short ball, first ball of the over. He goes into double figures.
Big unit, isn't he, Jordan Thompson? Compared to Tattersall, there's nothing much of him. Possibly it's a comparison thing, but he looks solid to me, Jordan Thompson. Wide shoulders.
Must have been that tea he's been cooking for himself earlier this week. Down the hill, Davis to Jordan Thompson, held that back a little bit, and he's hit that in the air, and it's been put down, and that could prove costly from a Leicestershire perspective. It was Gareth Delaney who got both hands to it, I think, but it hit the deck. They got a single.
He did, diving away to his left. I think he would have fancied himself to take that one. Dropped a couple, Gareth Delaney. Not today, that's the first drop today. Dropped one else, that's for sure.
On the back of his hand, just seeing the replay. Here he is again. Shorter ball this time into the pitch. Tattersall pulls. He's timed it so well though that Aaron Livy is going to keep him to a single coming round from mid-wicket. 154 for 5. Looking a little better from a Yorkshire perspective, following that 18 off the previous over, but they could do with a couple more similar to that to really kick on. Put some doubt in the minds of the home contingent. Davison again holds this one back, and Jordan Thompson waited beautifully for that one, and that's gone all the way, has it? It has. That is confirmed as a 6. It must have only just bounced over the rope and then the advertising hoardings in the end. But another maximum for Jordan Thompson, who is really kicking things on again after a tricky period for the Yorkshire Vikings.
I think it's the captain Ackerman out there, but he looked to almost get 2 hands to it as well.
He just pulled the front leg out of the way and stood and delivered. 27 off 11, 160 for 5. 2 left in this Will Davies over. Short ball, that's going to go all the way again. Has a huge hit, deep backward square leg and beyond from Jordan Thompson, and another 6 to him. 33 from 12.
And Delaney drop is already proving quite expensive. It's already cost 12.
Super stuff from Jordan Thompson. 4 6s already here from just 12 deliveries. The young man playing with a lot of confidence at the moment, both red and white ball cricket. 66 for 5. 1-1-1-6-6 leads the scoreboard in this over so far. Now there's just a little bit of concern about what's the best field to set for a ball that's disappearing out over the boundary ropes. Ultimately, players in the field can't do the same. Short ball again from Davies. This time it's more of a fend from Jordan Thompson, who levered the previous one for 6, of course. Yes, did away for a single. 34 from 13 to him. 16 off the over. 167 for 5 with 2 to come.
Saying 160 to 170, but Jordan Thompson has other ideas, and Leicestershire having dragged it back so successfully. Well, a couple of overs, that's the difference in T20, isn't it? One from Parkinson, went for 18, and now one from Davis. It has gone for 60, 34 off the last 2 overs. Suddenly, the whole feeling of the match has changed again. So much and long discussion between Gareth Griffiths and Tom Taylor. Griffiths only bowled a 1 over so far, went for 15. He's going to be bowling from the pavilion round the wicket to Jordan Thompson. In he goes. Bowls to Thompson, who hits it very high indeed. It should be caught by Lilly, who doesn't even get close to it really. Got into position, but it went over his shoulder, really, got 2 hands to it. So Thompson, well, 3 times now he could have been out. Arguably should have been out, and at least 2 of those. Ackerman's was a tough one running along the boundary, but the first one, Gareth Delaney, and that one, both should have been taken, and Leicestershire will be very disappointed. Thompson has picked up 2 more, he's moved on to 36.
That went higher than the floodlights, didn't it? Went a long way up.
It did.
Difficult seeing for Aaron Lilly, I've got to say.
In goes Griffiths, bowls top edge, and this could be caught, or will it drop safe? Hill is running, he's not going to get there. He goes between Hill and the on-rushing fielder Delaney. Hill skids to a halt as he picks it up on his knees and underarms the ball back towards the stumps. But Thompson has picked up 2 more, moved on to 38.
Well, when things are going your way, he's having a bit of luck, isn't he? But he'll take it. He certainly gave him every opportunity to get under that, because that went a long way up in the air again as well.
Yeah. Back somebody to get there, but Hill was a good 3 or 4 yards short by the time the ball hit the ground. Thompson really wound himself up. Where's this one going to go? In goes Griffiths. Bowls to him, drops short, bottom edge as he swings hard. The batsmen are going almost to collide as it goes to Hill, who doesn't take the ball cleanly. It bounces a couple of times. He underarms the ball at the stumps, but Tapsell had made his ground. Thompson on to 39 somehow, because he's not really connected with anything in this over, having connected with so much in the previous 2. But he's still there, he's on 39.
He ain't going to die wondering, is he? It's entertaining stuff, no doubt about that.
39 off 16 for Jordan Thompson, 243 his strike rate. Johnny Tattersall at the other end has been an interested spectator for the most part. He's on 11 off 11. Well, there's only 3 balls in this, so much has happened in this over. We're only halfway through it. 2-2-1 from the over so far. In goes Griffiths, bowls to Tattersall, who steps across and tries to scoop it, ramp the ball over Lewis Hill, doesn't get anything on it, goes between the batsman and off stump very slowly. It was a slow delivery. He held it back, Gavin Griffiths, a good delivery.
Wasted scoring opportunity, I think, as well, though.
A little bit. A couple of predetermined efforts from Tattersall that haven't really come off. And I think if you just keep playing the game as it's meant to be played, sort of, then you're probably going to do rather better. 172 for 5.
A fella called Joe Root came and played a few games recently.
Any good?
He was quite good at playing shots as they're supposed to be played in the old-fashioned way.
Here goes Griffiths, and he's hit back over his head for 6. You heard the ball thump into the advertising hoardings. Tom Taylor ran around from long gone. It wasn't a huge hit from Tattersall. He's not, as I say, a big man, but he got enough on it and cleared the leaping Taylor. Hit it straight enough. It was a kind of proper shot in a way, and he's got 6 for it.
Much more like it. Just got the front leg out of the way and struck through the line of the ball. Good stuff.
178 for 5. The runs coming thick and fast in these last few overs. In goes Griffiths, bowls to Tattersall. Slower ball banged into the pitch and waiting for it. Tattersall pulls it out to Taylor at long, and no chance of a second as the all-rounder comes running in, picks up